Right here, buddy. Yeah, come on over here. You're single? No, you're not taken. You're drunk. Awesome.
Well, I wanted a picture with you, but I want to know if you...
That'll be free.
If you have any characters that you made before you got into the industry.
Oh, that's awesome. He asked me if I have any characters that I made before I got into the industry. Most of the characters you've seen were in my notebook. Cable was going to be, I was up for Alpha Flight. Thank you for the question, by the way. There was a book called Alpha Flight that they had an opening for because I was looking to write and draw. And they eventually said, Rob, we'll let you write and draw New Mutants, and it's doing so well, stay here. But Cable and all those characters could have been in Alpha Flight or some other, my Youngblood characters, my Image characters. I kept, like I said, when I drew the margins, I was creating characters. I would think of a name, immediately think of a design to go with that name, and then eventually they would all just make it in. But I don't have a very many left. I honestly don't. Young Rob was very prolific. Old Rob, not so much. But I created so much in the sandbox. I got tons of stuff to play with. But thank you, sir. Thank you. Oh, let's get a picture. All right, thank you, sir. All right, and I'll just go to you right here. What's up? Be nice.
Okay, so obviously you get to see, something you've been working on since we're 18 years old become a movie. You're a creator, that's your profession. What does that feel like to see something that you put in a book, to see something you put in black and white with pen and pencil? What does that feel like to see your baby, your daddy?
Thank you so much. The question is, thank you for that, thank you. The question is, what is it like to see your creation go to screen? Well, I'll tell you. I knew Deadpool was going to be in Wolverine Origins, and I knew Ryan Reynolds was Deadpool, and I thought he was perfect, right? I mean, the guy is ripped, he's tall, he's funny, he's a great actor. So I had actually met with a couple of the producers on X-Men on a different project a few months before. And I was like, hey, we're excited about Deadpool, right? And I said this yesterday, and the guy looked at me like, Deadpool? Wolverine Origins is all about establishing Gambit. And I'm like, oh boy. No diss to Gambit, but was not kind of in the same level of heat as Deadpool was at the time. And I'm like, wow, you're totally out of it. And then I heard that he was gonna have his mouth sewn shut. And true story, I was up at the Fox lot, and my buddy Alex was the executive of all the X-Men films. And I went to Alex, and I said, Alex, please. I left him a note, he was out to lunch. I wrote him, I said, Alex, big Deadpool face, nice original art. Alex, please put the mask on Deadpool, even if it's an after-credit scene that has him coming out of the shadows with his katana saying, I'll get you next time, blankety blanks, whatever. I'm gonna control my tongue with all the kids in here today. But and I was like, come on guys, you gotta do this right. And so I took my family, I still have the highest hopes, and we all went to see Wolverine Origins, family of 5, we piled in, we're sitting there, Ryan comes out as Wade Wilson, awesome, cuts the bullet, he's funny, he's cool, he's got action skills, and I'm like, okay, we're doing good, and then he comes out, like the mummy, I have 10-foot katana swords that are going to come out from my elbow that are going to touch the ground. What? When did Deadpool get knives in his arm, right? So, yeah, that was a sinking feeling. So, initially, very exciting. Later in the movie, not very exciting. More like, can I get out of this theater fast enough? And then that, see, when you're Rob Liefeld and you go to conventions, 6 or 10 a year, what then became was, hey Liefeld, how come they screwed your character up? Hey Liefeld, how do you feel? Oh, you want to live that life? That life sucks. But I knew that they were going to get it right because they called me after that. Lauren Schuler-Donner, who produces all the X-Men movies, she, there's always multiple producers. She's kind of the grandfather-in producer. They said, Rob, we want to get Deadpool right. Come up to our offices, meet with us, help us. I had a 3-hour meeting. We went through everything, helping guide them. No, Dr. Bong is not okay. Do not have Deadpool fight a guy with a bell for a head. Let's come on. And again, my wife and I see a lot of movies. I know that when you go see a movie, it would be better if your wife liked it, especially if Ryan Reynolds is starring in the movie. So I said, well, we got to get that love story. We got to kick that in. We got to have some stakes before he goes crazy. And so they welcomed me into the process very kindly, very nicely early on, and that was exciting. I knew they were determined to get it right. There was this one dude who just kept stopping Deadpool. They hired Tim Miller. Well, first of all, the guys who wrote the movie, Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, have been on the movie as long as Ryan. And they wrote an incredible script. When I read the screenplay, I fell over. I've said it again, it's the biggest compliment I can give anything. It's like Quentin Tarantino did a comic book film. It's fast, it moves, it's violent, it's funny, it's crude, it's adult. And I was like, I can't believe they're doing this. They're going to make an R-rated Deadpool movie. Well, then a couple years later, they hired Tim Miller, who go to blurstudios.com. Do yourself a favor this weekend, tonight, Blur Studios, and see all the great stuff he's done. You've seen his work for years, you just don't know it. But this is his first film he's directing. And he called me up and said, Rob, I'm directing the movie. I want to get together with you. Let's hang. And then he said, Rob, they've given me money to make a short, a proof of concept. We're going to film like 2 minutes of Deadpool. I would go up and watch them green screen it. I mean, I would drive up an hour to LA because his studio's up there. And then one day he said, Rob, come on back. I was there the day they shot it with Ryan in green screen, and they put the costume on him. And from then on, I would just go up every 3 months and go, will you show me that short film again, since it's never going to happen because the guy at Fox won't hit the button. It's a button. It's a green button. That's why they call it the green light. Make this movie, make this movie. We could not get that guy to greenlight Deadpool for all, I mean, the money in the world. And it was you guys, when that footage that I'm talking about leaked a year ago, when you guys watched it to the tune of 100 million views, that convinced Fox. That guy was fired, thank God, bye Tom. When at the end of the thing, Ryan goes, hi Tom, or Deadpool goes, hi Tom, that's the idiot that wouldn't greenlight the movie. And what he should have been saying is, bye Tom, because Tom had to, I used to put on Twitter, please, dear Tom Rothman, impale yourself on a sword so that we can make this movie. And I had my friends saying, Rob, he's the president of a studio. Well, I'm the president of the Rob Liefeld Corporation, so who cares? You know, people, you can't talk about people in Hollywood because they may not make your movie. And I'm like, well, they're already not making my movie, so what are they going to do to me? So anyway, it's very exciting. I hope you enjoyed that very long answer. Okay, right here, young lady. What do you got?
Were you influenced at all by Spider-Man when you created Deadpool?
Deadpool's creation, Spider-Man. It's okay, so I'm drawing sketch covers. People are very nice. They request for me to draw, they hire me to draw sketch covers. And I said to my wife today, I said, I just can't believe that I created a character that's so easy to draw. It's so awesome. And I can detail him up, but it's not hard. And that is the impetus for the entire creation. Because as you may have heard me say before, Todd McFarlane was my guru. And Todd would seek out young artists like me and fill their heads with dreams. One day he told me about the guy, he told all the other stuff. He told everything to every young artist. I was the hothead that did everything. He's like, you go and demand you write the book now. I would literally hang up the phone, dial my editor, I demand I write the book now. He would do that with another guy. That guy got fired all the time. I would stay in the hunt. But Todd was very influential to me. And Todd would call me, because we're artists, we're bored, we're drawing, we're looking at a page, creating, we call each other. And I'd say, Todd, what's up? He goes, I'm done for the day, bud. I drew a whole page Spider-Man splash, a big oval, and a couple ovals. I'm done. And you're still drawing. He goes, you're drawing 6 teenagers and an old man with a robot arm. I'm done. I'm going to lunch. And I was like, ah, damn it, he's right, man. He got me. So I knew that I needed a character. Now that I was writing the book, when you draw, it helps to have characters that something simple to push you through. And simple designs are fantastic. I think Kevin Eastman's coming on after me, and I'll tell you right now, there's a character in Youngblood named Badrock. He is completely based on the Turtles, because it was not lost on me. I was alive when the Turtles came out as a comic and then as a cartoon, and I was like, look at the simplicity in their design, because I think if a kid can draw your character with ease. When I was a kid, I drew Garfield, Mickey Mouse, and Snoopy. Those were the characters. Batman, also easy. So Deadpool, I was like, I'm going to take the costume template, red, black, I'm going to make him a badass. When I pitched him to Marvel, I said, he's Spider-Man with guns and swords. And they said, good. And then I tied him into the Weapon X program, Wolverine, all that stuff. And those pages in New Mutants 98 were the fastest pages I drew. So thank you, Deadpool, for being so fast and letting me make my deadlines. Honestly, like, I'd love to make it like more genius, but once he was on the page, I built out his character. But the impetus of, I need this character, was, damn that Todd McFarlane, damn him. Okay, what's up? Do I have any really good stories with me and Robert Kirkman? This is my favorite one. He comes down to see me. When my first royalty check, I went and bought a Jeep. Sometimes I put it on Instagram because I love it as much as my family. It is my oldest kind of thing. It's 1990 Jeep Wrangler. And like I said, I put it on Instagram, and it's still with me. It has 40,000 miles. And how old is it? 25? How old is it? I don't know. It's old. But I only drive it on surface streets. Rob, you're born us with a Jeep. No. Kirkman comes down the first time to visit me at my house, and I said, let's go to lunch. I said, let's get in the Jeep. Oh man, I don't want to ride in that thing. If I went on Chris Hardwick with him right now, I'd be like, hey Robert, let's talk about the Jeep that scared you more than the zombies that you write about. He's like, oh, that doesn't seem safe to me, and the way you drive, I don't want to get in that Jeep with you. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get in an accident when I get home. Never been in an accident, okay? Never. I'm a good, bad driver. But I swear I'm gonna get in an accident next week. I shouldn't have said that. But the thing is, Robert got in, and you know, my Jeep is not covered, so it's open, and Robert was like, oh man, you're making me nervous, slow down. And I did say, dude, you're so funny, you write horror, but my Jeep scares you. So that's my favorite Robert Kirkman story. He hates when I tell it, so if he sees this on YouTube, he'll be like, he'll close his computer, screw that Rob. So who else? Right here, I'm gonna come to you. What do you got for me?
He's like the top gravel map of Utah.
In the Red Band trailer, it's much more crude, but yes. We're going to show the trailer at the end, by the way. We've got the Deadpool trailer. We're going to watch it together. It's the green band because there are young children in here, and my wife would not understand if I approved of the red band, because she's already mad enough that my kids saw it in Hall H in San Diego. Oh crap, did I get crap for that one? But my daughter, sweet little 11-year-old, oh Dad, that looks fun. Sorry for the strippers, honey. But anyway, the Stan, oh yeah, if you saw the Hall H version, Stan is in the movie as well, and he has a fun cameo. But anyway, here's the deal. When you create, and this is a great story, because when you sell a character to Marvel, you've got to give him, the Spider-Man with the katana and swords got the approval, but then I had to tell him who he was. Now, again, I saw movies all the time. I love comics, but I'd see movies all the time. And one of the movies, in I think 1988, 89, was a movie called Twins. This is the origin of Deadpool's character. In the movie Twins, Arnold Schwarzenegger, biggest star at the time, Danny DeVito, little midget man, oh sorry, we can't say that anymore, small man. I'm trying to be PC. And the idea was they're twins. How'd that happen? Well, by the end of the movie, the doctor says, because they were both clones, says, well, Arnold, you were all the good stuff. And Danny DeVito, you were all the crap. And Danny DeVito goes, I'm all the crap. And Schwarzenegger goes, you're the crap. And I said, you know what? I called up Marvel and I said, hey, Wolverine is called Weapon X. Yes? And Bob Harris said, yes, Rob, Wolverine is Weapon X. I said, is Weapon X mean Weapon 10? Weapon 10? Yeah, that's it, Weapon 10. He's number 10. So have we seen Weapons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9? No. I said, Deadpool is the guy before Wolverine. They perfected it with Wolverine. But before they got there, they messed it up. Like, not every experiment took. And again, because of the cancer, he submits himself to this program that wrecks him. So he becomes sympathetic. He's horribly disfigured and crazy. And the assassin worked with him out that we know as Deadpool. And without the Twins movie, we don't get there. Because that was I thought that was, again, since they were creating a program, and Wolverine was creating a program, and Wolverine's my favorite character, I thought, maybe if I put Deadpool in the same program as Wolverine, we can catch some of that weight, and we did. So that's the not terribly long answer to that question. Now you have a question, sir. What do you got?
How did you think of the name Deadpool?
Okay, Deadpool, I put my hand on 16 Bibles. There was a movie called The Deadpool. And it was the last Dirty Harry movie with Clint Eastwood. Most of my great ideas were in a movie theater. And the movie is called The Deadpool, about a list of people who are going to die. A list, The Deadpool. And Jim Carrey, if you've never seen it, is, oh, I shouldn't say, maybe, screw it, it's too old. Sorry if you haven't seen it. He's the bad guy. And Jim Carrey, before he was a comedian, he was an actor trying to, get arrested in Hollywood, and he played a creepy psycho, and but it was called The Deadpool. And I would write that name down and say, Deadpool together is a great name for a character, and it turned out I was right. So, thank you very much.
I know that Deadpool is really famous. When your game first came out, what was your feeling seeing Deadpool becoming an interactive thing? Because that was actually one of the best games I've ever played.
The question is, thank you very much. The question is about the Deadpool game. And the actual Deadpool game with the hard R rating, the day I tried to buy it, we always go to Taco Tuesdays on Tuesdays. They release video game on Tuesdays. After me and my family went to Taco Tuesday, there's a GameStop. I go into the GameStop. My kids play video games. I do not. I cannot, if it wasn't in the 70s and I can't stand in it and hit the pin, if it's not an asteroid or a Pac-Man, I can't play it. Those controllers are like, what is that? But my kids are awesome. They're great. I got a good buddy of mine gave my son the code for the new Destiny, and every day I've been in Hawaii, he's texting me, Dad, thank you for this. This is the greatest gift ever. So he's a video gamer. He's a crazy gamer. Well, I went to get the Deadpool game. Now here's the deal. That was the third or fourth Deadpool game. See, here's the deal. Deadpool first really rocked to life with this audience, with the younger kids, in the Marvel Ultimate Alliance game. He was an unlockable character about the third level, and he was phenomenal. Then they put Deadpool in the Capcom game. And if you were a gamer at the time and you bought Marvel vs. Capcom, because that's when I would coach my kids' flag football leagues in our flag football leagues at my neighborhood, and these moms would run across to me, and I'm like, well, why is this mom coming? As a coach, like, oh boy, this is trouble. This is trouble. Mr. Liefeld, hi. Did you create Deadpool? Because your son told my son, and he loves playing him in Capcom versus Marvel. Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Whew, I thought you were going to yell at me about your kids' playing time. But that's when I saw, like, all the kids started knowing about Deadpool. They know I did not tell my kids that any of the characters I created. They would buy the action figures, and it was another kid in the neighborhood that turned to my son and said, your dad created Deadpool, and I wish I had a picture of that. No, you didn't. And I'm like, guilty, sorry. Neighbor kid, go home. You shouldn't have said that. Because, I'm sure George Lucas doesn't walk around to his kids saying, I created Star Wars. That's weird. So anyway, eventually they make the R-rated Deadpool. I get to GameStop. And the guys who created it are like, Rob, you're gonna like it, it's so raunchy. I loved it. And I've told this story. I went to the GameStop, I went to the counter, I said, I would like one Deadpool game. And they were all nervous, like sweating teenagers. Sir, we've had a lot of complaints about this game since it went on sale today. And I just want to make sure that you're of age. I go, do I not look like I'm of age? I am not 18, I'm old. And he's like, well, I gotta warn you, some angry moms, we just want to warn you, this game is very violent and very crude. I would like one video game. Okay, I'm gonna go get the manager. And my kid's like, yeah, can we go? And I'm like, can I just go? So then the manager goes, hi, I understand you want the Deadpool game. I said, can I just have the Deadpool game? I created the character. No, you didn't. Oh, what did I do that for? Then they Googled me in the store. I'm like, can I just buy the damn game? I have $60 for your game that people are returning. You should want to sell it to me. So we got it home, and my son played Deadpool for 3 levels. 3 whole levels before Mom shut that down. I'm sitting on the couch with my son going, oh, this is awesome. And if you've seen the game, when Cable is introduced, they have a song for him that is very explicit, which was funny. I wasn't expecting it, and it was funny. And you can see that on YouTube. But then at the end of level 3 is when Deadpool sees the girl with the bikini. And if you played it, he reaches out for some stuff. And they close in on the stuff. And the TV was turned off. And I've never seen the Deadpool game past level 3. But I'm really glad it exists, and I'm glad that teenagers and people who get high and play games enjoy it. All right, let's get over here. What do you got, buddy?
Wondering if Deadpool's going to be in the last Wolverine movie?
That's a great question. Only Hugh Jackman knows the answer to that. And I know Hugh has made a lot of overtures. But then he's like, I'm not being in any more Wolverine movies. I'm like, Hugh, you're going to run out of time. You can't be in the last movie and have Deadpool unless maybe Deadpool's in that. Honestly, I don't know. The people at Fox are very nice to me. And there's a lot of stuff. They watch see these people videoing me right now? They watch that stuff. And if I say something, I'm bad. Yesterday, a sweet kid, he's so arrested. First question, if you were here, first question was about Colossus. Is Colossus going to be in the movie? And And I'm like, yes, Colossus is, my exact quote was, Colossus is in the movie quite a bit. I woke up this morning, as most of us do, I grabbed my phone, I checked my emails, I went on Twitter. Rob Liefeld says, Kid, Colossus is in Deadpool movie quite a bit. Every headline, quite a bit, quite a bit. I'm like, really, quite a bit? At least they quoted me right. But like, and Tim Miller has always been very nice to me, the director of Deadpool. He's like, Rob, we're watching you. And the Fox Ninjas will hurt you if you give away secrets. And I believe that. I believe somebody's here right now and I would not make it to my hotel. So I have to be very careful. I hope to God, I know that Ryan and Hugh both want another run at it, but wanting is not doing and getting. I hope, I would be great. I hope that Hugh Jackman never stops being Wolverine because he's fantastic. People forget the X-Men movie started this whole thing. If you're too young, if you're 10 years old, you don't, Hollywood stopped making comic book movies after Batman and Robin. 3 years, nothing. Blade does not count. People always give me Blade. I know my buddy was the executive on Blade. Blade was greenlit as a horror film, a vampire film. It was not in the comic book category. Yes, it was a comic book, but nobody had made comic books. Then Bryan Singer, on a small budget, put together X-Men, and it hit. And that opened the door for everything we enjoy now. Because Hollywood said, oh, so if you take the material somewhat seriously, and not Joel Shoemaker the crap out of it, then maybe people will like it. So Hugh Jackman, and he's just fantastic as Wolverine, so I just think that, I hope that happens because it would be great. The version of Deadpool that you like now, this Deadpool with his Wolverine, oh, people would go crazy. I'm coming to you, dude. That is a lot of hair. I like it. What's up? You get old, you envy everybody with hair.
How is Deadpool going to fit into the movie continuity?
You know, that is not for me to answer, but the fact, here's the deal. People, okay, again, one of the producers, Simon Kinberg, who is producing Deadpool and X-Men, Days of Future Past, and he's doing Apocalypse and all these movies. Simon Kinberg was asked, and Simon is a great guy. He takes these comics seriously, he reads them, he studies them, he researches them. He's a fan, he's a cool guy. Simon was asked last week about the continuity. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, Simon said Deadpool's gonna be in continuity. And I'm like, are we that dumb? Is Colossus not in the trailer? Is Colossus not an X-Men? Is Colossus not in X-Men movies? He's with Deadpool. That was meant to show, not you, because you're a kid, but these adults who look, oh man, because I know you're not on Twitter going, it's gonna be blue. The thing is, Colossus's presence should tee you off that the X-Men are aware of Deadpool, and this Deadpool interacts with the X-Men. So the Colossus is a great connector to the universe, and I do believe, foolish me, I do believe that Deadpool is going to be a big smash, not because I had anything to do with it. I've seen everyone's reactions to it. It would be the opposite. It would be amazing if it failed, because everyone has done their job, they've done their job well, every risk they took have paid off, and when we showed that in Hall H in San Diego, and the people stood up, and they started chanting. I have been to Hall H every year for 6 years, and Todd McFarlane, Eric Larson, Robert Kirkman, and Eric Stevenson, who runs Image, will tell you that I have never been more fangirled out than when Robert Downey Jr. came out and introduced the Avengers in 2010 and said, how you doing? Let's get some Avenging on! And Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth, and I was about in the 7th row of Hall H. I was sweating. And they were all having dinner across the street, and I ran across the street. Oh guys, and they're like, Rob, I'm sure if we saw it in real life, it would let us down because the way you're telling it is way better. But the reason I'm telling you this is I was there when Hall H, which seats 8,000 people in San Diego, was shaking. So I'm standing over here to where the curtain is when they showed the Deadpool trailer with the writers and the producers and the cast is on stage, and the trailer ended, and when everyone rose up, I mean, one more time, it was goosebumps, and wait, this is not anything anyone prepared for. And you can see if you watch the video, Chris Hardwick is flummoxed. And afterwards I talked to him, and Chris is like, Rob, I've never experienced anything like that before. That's why I said, just screw it, play it again. and the fans went crazy. And I'm like, this movie, I think, is the right movie at the right time. It's weird, if you move Deadpool away from its February date, I become much less confident. But it's there, it's staying there, and my confidence is huge. And you guys are all gonna make it a giant hit, not because of me, because they did a great job, Ryan Reynolds, everybody. Now, I know that was a long-winded hype session to answer your question, but I think you're gonna be very happy in the future, because how old are you? 12. So by the time you're 22, you'll probably have seen 5 movies with Deadpool in it. That's my prediction. And the X-Men. All right, buddy, what's up?
When you came up with Cable, was he originally supposed to be Cyclops' son?
I came up with Cable as a time-traveling future commando who had seen the future of the Marvel mutants and came to save them, and told Xavier and Magneto that they were wrong. Magneto's path was wrong, Xavier's path was wrong, and Cable's path was, we got to do something about this now. Eliminate all threats now. Magneto, you want to hurt humanity. Wrong. Xavier, you want to play along nicely with them. Wrong. We have to be proactive. That stance resonated with a generation of readers who were ready for a guy to kick down the door with his giant refrigerator gun and blast people's faces off. And Cable was a gigantic hit. Later on, they decided there were several options to Cable. They picked that option. And I think that's a fantastic option, and it's been a fun option for him. But Nathan Summers and Cable, to me, are two different guys. Because Cable, the Cable that rocketed to stardom and that you see in these video games and his, technology, his circuitry, his future, presence, that's all the stuff that I kickstarted. So thank you. There you go. What's up? Little guy, what do you got? I don't bite. I have 3 kids. I'm very nice to children.
And the Deadpool X
Old people.
the Deadpool X-Men origin movie, Deadpool has metal plates coming out of his. No, because they're coming out of his knuckles, and then in this one, they're not.
How old are you, buddy? Well, first of all, you shouldn't see this movie. As a father, okay, I'm going to tell you right now, you should not see this movie under any circumstance. It's lewd, it's crude, it's super crude, it's super violent, but that Wolverine Origins is kind of a nightmare. And we just don't talk about the nightmare. So I already did enough. I love you, you're so cute. When you're 16, 18, see Deadpool. But don't tell your mom. Okay, who else? I'm going to go for some, you're jumping. If you're jumping, I'm coming to you. Yes?
Okay, so is there going to be a separate Cable movie, and can you sign this?
I'm not going to sign that right now, but the Cable, he asked if there's going to be a separate Cable movie. I have multiple answers. 1, I hope so. B, the producer and the director have started talking about Cable very liberally. Now, as I said earlier, that's above my pay grade to officiate things. But I go, so Tim is talking about Cable a lot. That's interesting. And the producer's talking about Cable a lot. If I talk about Cable, I get in trouble. I would say that I believe that things look very good. And that I would not be surprised if Cable kicked down the door in some movie very soon and shot your face off. Okay, who else? Let me give you, this is a great question. Do I have any tips for a young cartoon artist to get to the level of professional level? Here's the deal, buddy, do not give up, draw all the time. Everything I did was in the interest of breaking in, and breaking in fast. I had fear. If fear motivates you, fear of being broke, fear of I'm going to pump gas for a living or dig a ditch if I can't draw comics. Fear is the best motivator. Baptist ministers aren't rich, so I wasn't a trust fund kid who could fly helicopters. I have a buddy back in Orange County, and he's filthy rich. He's so rich. He has helicopters. He has planes. He has no job. He's 38. He's never going to have a job because his parents are rich, and he is also rich. So he's motivated to take helicopter lessons and do rich things, and I'm so happy for him. I'm happy that he's rich. He doesn't have to worry about anything. When you're not rich, you better worry about paying bills. And I needed to draw comics to provide for myself and my dad who was sick and my family. And man, I'm telling you, I drew every day. I'll tell you, I am a blue-collar kid. When I graduated high school, in the time before I got hired The year before I got hired, I worked construction. I got up at 4:30 every day. I was on the job site at 5 o'clock. I would help build office buildings. I would get off at 4 p.m. I'd get home. I'd generally go and I'd either deliver pizzas 3 nights a week, or I would bus tables the other 3 nights a week, and then I had 1 night to myself. But in all of that, I drew pages. I drew pages constantly, and I told stories. Don't draw pinups. Pinups are fun. They're not going to get you hired. Tell a story. Show a sequence of events. And if you are open to criticism and you're open to changing your work, then you're going to get hired. Now, one thing that my peer group did, we blew up the way we did because we had signature styles. But you kind of got to go along with people at first, and then a year or two later, after they like you, go, yeah, I'm going to start putting big shoulder pads on people. Yeah, I'm going to give everybody, swords and knives. Then you can go crazy. But go by the criteria, work hard, and you'll break in. Who else? Who else? Hey, everybody.
What's your opinion on Deathstroke from DC?
I got the Deathstroke question. I love it. Okay, Deathstroke. That is crap. That you did not hear about this for years. I have Deadpool is 20. Let's see what. The date that they did not plan this. When I told Ryan Reynolds this, he's like, "We're gonna promote this at the time." I said, Deadpool comes out on the 25th anniversary of his comic book being published. So Deadpool is 25 years. For 20 years, I never heard the Deathstroke crap. But the Deathstroke fans, all it takes for one guy to go on Facebook, go, hey, I think Death and Stroke and Dead and Pool. And here's the deal. When George Perez, God bless him, I loved him. I used to pick him up at the elevator. I said this, not the elevator, the airport, not the elevator, Rob. Yeah, we hooked up with the elevator. Me and George, when I was 16 years old, I was a huge George Perez fan. He would come out to conventions in Orange County. I would correspond with him through the mail. He gave me his phone number. One day I started picking him up, taking him to creation conventions, hanging out. We took him out to the El Torito for a big dinner in 1986. Woo! I was a big spender. I was a good teen, a teenager, teenage escort for George. Me and Hank Canals again, we would usher him around. So George knows what a huge fan I am. I love Deathstroke. Deathstroke's origin is based on Captain America. He was in the Korean War when I was a kid. He was in the Korean War. He submitted himself to a super soldier program. Who does that sound like? He came out a super soldier. Who does that sound like? Not disfigured, super soldier. They then gave him a costume. He has Buccaneer gloves, Buccaneer boots, and chainmail. Who has Buccaneer gloves, Buccaneer boots, and chainmail? Captain America! Whoa! And I've never seen Deadpool in Buccaneer boots, chainmail, or Buccaneer gloves. But, I mean, honestly, why don't people say Deadshot? Deadshot comes before both of them. His name also is Dead and Shot, and he has at least red in his costume. But this Deathstroke thing, Deadpool is not blue and orange. He does not have a goatee. He does not wear an eye patch. It's a great question. I love just eviscerating it. Because it's stupid. You're not stupid. The idea is stupid. It's Spider-Man. Everyone knows it's Spider-Man. Kids with no bias. Kids come on and go, Mr. Liefeld, why did you hear about Spider-Man? And I go, yes, I love you so much, kid, with no bias. So those Deathstroke fans, I'm sorry. You're angry. Get over it. Okay. Hang on. I'm coming to you. What's up, buddy?
What's Deadpool's last name?
Wilson. Also, in a long line of Wilsons, Sam Wilson is Falcon, Wilson Fisk is the Kingpin, and I could probably find you 5 other Wilsons, because Wilson is the jam. Okay? If your name's Wilson, you're cool. Okay,
Will you make a guest appearance in Deadpool?
will I make a guest appearance in Deadpool? I was on the set for 3 days. In Hall H, there was footage with a guy that looked a lot like me. And they only had it in Hall H. They also had Stan's cameo in the Hall H footage. Very funny. Here's the deal. A good buddy of mine filmed a cameo. And he said, Rob, the cameo is great. And I was so excited for him. And then the movie came out and he goes, my cameo was cut. And I'm like, I'm not going to be that guy. If I'm on the screen when the movie comes out, I'm in the movie. Until then, I have no idea. I was there. And with that, we are going to close showing the Deadpool trailer. It's G-rated, kids, not the R-rated one. But let's enjoy it.
I love you, Wade Wilson. Cancer's only my liver, lungs, prostate, and brain. All things I can live without.
What if I told you we can make you better? You're a fighter. We can give you abilities most men only dream of. Make you a superhero.
You just promise you'll do right by me, so I can do right by someone else.
And please don't make the super suit green or animated. One thing that never survives this prison is a sense of humor.
We'll see about that, Pop Spice. Oh, come on. You gonna leave me all alone here with less angry Rosie O'Donnell?
Hey, yeah, I wanna shoot, baby.
Suit. Well, that's so bad guys can't see me bleed. This guy's got the right idea. He wore the brown pants. Cue the music. What the?
Rick's like old lady pants in here.
Why such a douche this morning?
Oh, God, you are hard to look at. You look like the topographical map of Utah.
Exactly.
I'm touching myself tonight. Woo! Hey everybody, that is the perfect date for me on Valentine's Day weekend. It will be out. Please go see it. Please take your mom and your girlfriend. Hey, thank you for coming to my panel. I'm going to be signing the rest of the show at my booth. Thank you again for having us. Amazing Comic-Con, Honolulu, Oahu, Waikiki. Woo!